And you mentioned XRP. Obviously, there's been a lot of hoopla in the press. I believe some of the other exchanges are pulling back on XRP. Talk a little bit about, well, just talk about Uphold's historical relationship with XRP and with Ripple, and then bring it up to present and give a little bit of a peek into what you guys are thinking of doing in the future, given all the uncertainty around the XRP and the SEC and Ripple.
Sure. Well, so in terms of our vintage, we were founded or conceived of in 2013. The Bitcoin, I suppose, ecosystem back then was Coinbase and Ripple and BitPay and a few others, but Ripple has been an important part of the ecosystem since the very early days, and like a lot of constituents in the ecosystem, it's had its ups and downs, and I'm amazed actually by the tribalism sometimes, in the sense that all of us collectively, right, are presumably attempting to feed off of the whale carcasses that should be the banks, right? But as if that weren't enough to busy us all, you get little infighting between the different groups. Ripple has been one of those important groups. I think at some point along the way, they decided they didn't want to pursue retail users. They were going to focus on a B2B concept and specifically replacing Swift. And in that pursuit, I think it's a noble cause. Correspondent banking hasn't changed a lot since the days of the Medici. There's trillions of dollars laid up in useless nostro vostro setups, and so I think there's a real use case for their main product, if you will. I think the case that the SEC has brought is an interesting one in the sense that, irrespective of whether one is talking about a security or commodity or really anything, fundamental precepts around trading with asymmetrical information or selectively disclosing are things that you can see how the SEC would not take a kind view. So that's a part of it, and that's the part of it that I think is the one with teeth. The rest of it, is XRP today a security? I think very clearly it is not, and so something that I think you yourself, Greg, brought up in the past. The mission statement of the SEC, or high ranking in that multifaceted mission statement, is consumer protection. And if you are going to seek to disgorge 1.34 billion that may have been achieved or sold violating, again, some of those concepts of asymmetrical information and selective disclosure, the question is, how much damage are you going to cause to consumers in that pursuit? And I think in this case, the answer has been, a significant amount. It's hard to measure, of course, but obviously it's created a crisis for Ripple and for XRP. Predictably, exchanges like Coinbase, who has to think about the fact that it's going public, although Coinbase has never been a big fan of Ripple's to begin with, but with the additional complication of also being about to go public, that was writing on the wall. So for us, until the complaint is adjudicated against Ripple, specifically citing that XRP is a security today, which would be the part that would affect our business, we're continuing to support. And I think every legal mind that we have interaction with, and I'd like to think we've chosen lawyers well. One of our lawyers is, in fact, the ex-head of the SEC's New York office. All of them feel that it's fairly clear that XRP is not a security today. So we'll wait and see how this thing plays out, but I'd be surprised if there was an outcome that suggested that XRP was a security. And if there were, that wouldn't just be disastrous for XRP, it would be disastrous for dozens and dozens of crypto ecosystems that went through similar trajectories.